Hello, my name is Kathy Folger. I was an intern for the first season of Wordgirl, and it was great until things took a turn for the worse. The PBS station demanded more animation frames for the show to make the animation flawless. They told us that they wanted to convoy more animated series than the others, so Soup to Nuts, the animation group I was interning for, and the group that animated the show agreed, but they had never done such a feat. So they worked all day and night to get everything flowing right. As the animators drew, some members of the animation team were growing tired of the animation become more and more grotesque. I should know, I was giving out coffee and other things for the team. I saw them at the sidelines, gathering around and conversing about an episode that they were animating. It was called The Last Word, and it was going to teach children about more advanced words like usual. As the head director brought all the animations to view the episode, he told one of the animation group who were animated the last bits to be finalized version, but they had not responded. He went to their cubicles, and when he got there, they were all dead, with bloodstains in the alleged tape. The hospital was called and they were sent to the emergency room as soon as possible, but it was too late. They died of unknown causes. But we still had the tape, so we decided to watch it in honor of their hard work they put into. As we all went into the viewing room, everything was suddenly very quiet. The screen flickered to a scene of Wordgirl as usual. The first upbeat of the theme song played, followed by the opening sequence and the title card. But when it featured word was spoken something was wrong, the narrator sounded distorted and demonic in some way, and the words sounded backwards, like he was talking in tongues. We thought it was just a sound glitch, so we kept going, and pulled through the rest of the episode, but it did not get better. The characters started to lose color and the animation became more shockingly real and Palestine-like. Like it showed Wordgirl in plasticine, the beloved superhero spitting out obscenities, and losing the cartoon style. We kept watching it as the horror in the screen unfolded. As we watched, the dialogue started to become more backwards and static started off the engulfed the scene as unholy creature that would barely make out appearing in the background. Wordgirl got worse as scenes of blood-shot faces floated past her as she turned to the screen. Her head went slowly around, making a screeching sound as she turned. We all sat there as her eyes rolled up to her eyes and her mouth opened and she made a sound. Some staff members said that she thought we heard her said, "From all good knowledge and power comes from greatness." And the staff member said she stopped there, but we did not listen to her. We watched the end, when it cut to the crimson and red faded pale mask-like face. It just stood there in the screen staring as usual, until it opens its mouth, and letters jumbled in order appeared like something. We all stopped and watching, and the tape was gone. We couldn't find the VCR anymore, and we assumed nothing about it. We went back to our daily lives except me. I never went back to Soup to Nuts team again. I heard rumors that the video was still not found and they had no idea why it disappeared in the VCR. I'm now trying to forget about it, but it still haunts me every night, and I still get flashes of night of the face and things like each Wordgirl said. As a scene of the end of my story, I have nothing else to say. I heard Wordgirl is still making new episodes, but I will never be a part of that again. And that, my pretties, was Lost Wordgirl episode, The Last Word. A Wordgirl Lost episode creepypasta written by Kathy Folger. My final thoughts on this story? I do remember hearing this from Shadow Reader's channel. This was like back when he had his old channel. I think it was 2017 when I listened to his narration of this. I could be wrong. I don't really remember when he narrated it, but I definitely have to say, looking at this, it's not good. I'm being brutally honest with you guys. The story was not that great in any way, shape, or form. It literally just wasn't that great. I mean, the show did have, somewhat of an interesting concept, but it was just cliched. Like, we had the VCR, VHS cliche, we had the blood. It really did not work well, and it was just a cliche concept, and that is really unfortunate with this episode, because I do remember I used to like it, But then I think I heard Shadowbeer's narration, and I think he reviewed this episode as well. He literally said he didn't like it, and I don't blame him for not liking it. But that was like a long time ago. But looking at this, I don't like it. I don't personally. This is no mean hate or anything to the author. I'm just saying my own opinion. The story just wasn't that good. There could have been a good concept. Like, I could have seen this as a decent concept. If only if it not gone to, cliche or anything like that. Like, if it didn't go down the cliche route, then the story could have been good. The story could have had a really interesting concept, but unfortunately, that's not the case with this story. This story literally just went, it just wasn't that good. It just went downhill. I was expecting this to be a decent story, but unfortunately, that's not the case with this story. It just went downhill. And that literally was very disappointing. And this, I don't understand why creepypastas nowadays are, falling apart, just sitting there and, putting out random stuff that really made zero sense. But that's pretty much creepypastas nowadays. It's really hard to come up with something original. That I'm definitely going to be honest. It's really hard to come up with something original nowadays when it comes to lost episode pastas. But yeah. The grammar was alright, but it does need improvement. I mean, there were parts of the story where I had a hard time reading, and that honestly just wasn't the greatest of that story. That story just didn't really sit well with me, if that made total sense. The story, it could have had an interesting concept, but unfortunately that just wasn't, the case, and that's unfortunate. But anyways, to the author of the story, please take this with a grain of salt, and I hope you're working on being better at writing. Like, continue to write, and hopefully you'll become better at writing in the future. So anyways, with that being said, and that being the case, like I'm always going to say, this is just simply my own personal opinion. And if you disagree with me, that's perfectly fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these creepypastas. This is just simply my own personal thoughts. I give this story a 1 out of 10. I'm giving it a 1 because while it's a garbage story, but I do see that the story could have had potential, but unfortunately that just didn't happen with this story, and that is really disappointing. But I do hope the author, sits there and makes the story, better. Like, I'm really hoping that the story, gets better. I really hope that the author, learns from his or her mistakes, well, her mistakes mainly, and is on to writing better stories. That's literally all I can really say for what I hope this person is doing nowadays. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to really say. But anyways, what did you guys personally think of this creepypasta? Did you all enjoy it? Did you all not? Also, what you have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Feel free to let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I'm the Lion Queen. Thank you so much for watching today's video. And if you enjoyed this channel, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications when it uploads. That way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, if you happen to, want to follow me on my DeviantArt and follow me on Twitter, links to those will be in the About page section. So you guys can go check those out if you haven't. Also, be sure to subscribe to my backup channel known as Ms. Dark Shigo, as links to those will be in the About page section. So you guys can go check that out. And as always, that's pretty much all I have to really say. But if I'm missing something, please let me know what it is in the comments below. And as always, I'll be seeing you guys all in the next video. And as always, roll the outro because I'm out. What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video. And I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Ms. Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, Thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, stay pretty.